Ready when you are.
Okay. Well, we are ready and we are recording. Hello, Sam. How are you?
Hi, Cynthia. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. It's been a while. So
It
first of
really
all,
has.
my background is Mum's painting that we
Tell
were
me,
discussing.
wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I love it.
So I'm trying to connect my backgrounds because people have told me that the curtains aren't that appealing. So I'm
I
trying
wish
to
I had
connect.
something. Yeah.
No, but you're a star, you see,
Oh,
so you don't need a background. There you
no,
go.
no. I love that. Does your mum do a lot of paintings like this?
She does, and every time. So if you follow now my very young YouTube channel, you'll find a background for my different conversations in different
Fantastic.
languages, different paintings. There we
Oh,
go.
wow.
I
I
think
like
that
this. So is this, sorry, is this supposed to be something English then? The colours, I've worn the right colour jumper to link in with your picture.
no, well, I linked it to you more in the sense of very creative and
Uh-huh.
very artsy, you know. So maybe you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam. Cynthia and I have worked together for a while now, about 6 or 7 years, I think.
Yeah.
I'm an English language teacher. At the moment, I'm based in Helsinki in Finland, and I teach mostly online. I was doing that anyway before the pandemic, so that was lucky for me. And I'm also an opera singer, and lately an English language coach for singers. So yeah, a broad spectrum of things, which is really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you describe a little bit what you've been doing, particularly this last year, in each and every one of
Yeah.
those roles?
I mean, I have to be honest, I've been very, very lucky that the pandemic hasn't affected me in the way that it has other people. I think if I had only been working as a singer, I think the last year and a bit would have been
Have been dramatic.
incredibly
Yeah,
difficult. I mean, just losing all your work like that is just so
unthinkable,
frightening. Yeah,
unthinkable.
really. You think, oh, it's such a privilege and a pleasure to have music in your life and to perform. And when it's taken away, what do you do? Like, how do you reach people? How do people, sometimes you think it's just an extra that you don't need, but actually you do need it. And I would argue that music plays such an important part in everybody's lives. It makes you so happy. Just think how happy you are when you sing in the shower. And who cares what you sound like, but it makes you just feel so energized. And, there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people now who haven't been able to do that this last year, which is a real shame. But I didn't have any plans, luckily. So I've really just been teaching a lot,
Well, you
which has
didn't
been
have any
lovely.
plans because you were moving
Oh
from
yeah,
one
that too.
country.
yeah, that too. Always fun to move country. Yeah, no, so I've been teaching a lot online. It's been really interesting, actually, the way that the technology has developed so that they've made it more accessible, breakout groups, and, all of a sudden you go from just one-to-one lessons online to having 4 or 6 people in a group. And it actually really works, take people out into small
Dynamic.
groups.
Yeah.
It works, right? Which is really positive because I think English language or any language teaching will always survive. It won't be lost to artificial intelligence or anything, I don't think, because you will always need a human interaction in some way. And so now that we can link it together online, we can be anywhere, but you still have that human interaction. I think it's actually a really nice hybrid, I
It's
suppose.
fab. And when you use these opportunities, like, such a worldwide crisis and health crisis around the world, and then you need to think about what the opportunities are. You need to think about how to adapt your business and your income and your breadwinning activities. So it's also been source of great creativity. And I think in our case, because we've been working together, for such a long time, but at the same time living in different countries, and it hadn't stopped us from collaborating at all.
No,
But it
no.
has taken these our ideas and discussions about how, you know, collaboration, cooperation, joint projects can develop on
Absolutely.
an online platform, and we're working on that.
Yeah.
More on this to come.
Yeah. Which is always really positive, right? That we can sort of link across, and you can link with all your friends across the world, and everybody can share their ideas and their dreams and difficulties as well, and challenges. And there's just a huge sort of support network now, which is better than ever.
Yes, wonderful. And I thought, since I'm doing that in my life and I'm doing that for work, and I felt so many friends and people I know and people I don't know are feeling distressed, hopeless, feeling alone. I needed to do something about that, and I've called on my friends, and I thank you for accepting that call.
Oh no, my pleasure.
And being here to share, you know, a little bit, and let's spread a little bit of joy.
Always happy to spread some joy.
There we go. So how have you adapted your teaching activities other than, you know, collaborating together? You as an English teacher and a coach.
Oh, how have I adapted online? That's a difficult one. I don't know if I've adapted much. I always try and keep an open space for students to feel comfortable and confident in the way that they interact with each other. I know it's funny thinking about it. I don't know if I see myself as so much as an English teacher anymore. I feel like I'm more of a confidence coach. I just want people to feel confident in their language and have an ability to speak, whatever level, you know, feeling that, you know, you can do it, doesn't matter, go on, have a go, you know. Yeah, I don't know if I've really changed much. I'm also the sort of teacher that really likes to ask questions. So I'll always have a million questions to ask, questions about, and nothing too personal, but questions so that people get into the habit of conversation. I think sometimes we lose the art of conversation. You know, I think we're too busy broadcasting, broadcasting what we think. I mean, social media is amazing for so many things, but it is a means of broadcast. And so we lose the art of conversation. And I hope that my lessons bring us back to conversation. I don't know, how do you feel about that?
I'm sure they do. I feel the same way because I've been told all along that having the language lessons throughout brought joy to my students, and it was like a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Even though grammar, you know, is always sitting at the table, but it was a little bit of fun because it was not work, and what's funny is that some colleagues, because they're working from home, they keep on chatting, but they don't see each other anymore. And so during the lesson, they all connect onto a platform, and that's where they actually see each other as a team. And so it's been heartwarming and a real privilege to have this role. You know, we're always much more than just grammar rules.
Yeah,
you know that. But this has been like using our lives and our art to connect, to deeply connect and talk about what matters.
Yeah,
and that's what languages are for, are they not?
Definitely.
Yeah. And so in this adventure, you've started your podcast and many other.
Yes, I have. I've been, this has been really exciting. It's one of those moments where you think, I'd like to start a podcast for English learners. And you think, how will I do that? But then it's so easy. So I've been really lucky to be able to speak to so many interesting people, native and non-native speakers. So the idea of my podcast, I got a picture here. I'll show you.
Show us so people can find you. And
okay, so this is called Chatting, where people come to chat about how we learn and use English. So it's for native and non-native speakers. And we talk about if you're non-native, then how did you start learning English and how do you use it in your daily life? And if you're a native person, just sort of thinking about how it represents you and how it develops and how language evolves. what would you improve if you could? But then the idea is that sort of a little bit of chat, informal, as a listening exercise, I suppose, and then a little bit of pronunciation or information or grammar tips afterwards. So within a sort of 15-minute bubble, you have some listening, some reading, and a way to practice your pronunciation, all
Yes. And I
on the
think
way
what's
to work.
fabulous about your podcasts really is that you join your two universities, don't you? So
Yeah.
there's musicality in your tips about pronunciation, and I like the one about vegetables, comfortable. It's like, you give them rhythm, and then it's all of a sudden it's cool.
Well, it is. I mean, speaking is about beats. English is such an interesting language. People forget it's not just about the rich vocabulary, it's about how you use it. Right? And so English is a real up and a down language. It doesn't sort of sit like this and then you just sort of talk and it's really interesting. But is it really interesting? I don't know, because your tone is really boring. It's not that. It's really up and down and energetic and all these words, it's not just amazing, it's amazing.
Yeah. And I like the one that you had one question that you could use intonation patterns and pronunciation to mean different things.
Yes.
And I found myself, speaking them out loud just to say, how many can I reach? And I think I got up to 12 or 13.
There you go.
I thought, this is a great exercise. Shall we do it?
Yeah, if you'd like to. What sentence would you like to use?
I thought, no, you're the native speaker.
Yeah, so I like the one. So the one I like to use in class is, I didn't say you should kill him. So there's 7 words.
Okay.
I didn't say you should kill him.
Okay, so I'll start with first one. So I didn't say you should kill him. He did.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't say you should kill him.
So what did you say?
Exactly.
Your turn. Say you should kill him. I
suggested it. Yeah.
You were manipulated into it.
Exactly. I didn't say you should kill him.
No, he should. Okay. Which one? I didn't say you should. Okay. I didn't say you should kill him. Is that right? We did that already.
No, that's right. Okay. So you said you shouldn't or something else. Yeah. I didn't say you should kill him.
Just hear him. Okay. I didn't say you should kill him.
Exactly. The next person. Oh, damn. Okay. So there you go. 7 words and 7 different meanings. Yeah, that's the beauty of English.
For 2 language teachers. Okay, and also I think the fact that you're talking, which I found really fascinating in your different podcasts, is that even within native speaking communities, you are talking to Irish, Scottish, English teachers. Why? Yes. Tell us why.
Oh, because it's just such a representation. Accents can vary so much and tell you so much about that person. Even within 100 miles in the UK, you can have 7 different accents. And there's a history and a culture and different little dialects. So people have different words for different things. In future episodes, I have a Canadian friend I'm speaking to.
Wow.
Even just different accents. I mean, I'm from London, and I think my accent represents who I am, where I'm from. It can be a little informal, or it can be very formal. I have friends who are very well spoken, so they always speak in a formal way. I have very relaxed friends who are very informal, and it just says so much. And that's another really fun thing about, I don't know, where you are in Belgium, do you notice there are big changes in accents, or is it sort of 1 or 2 or 3?
Non-native English speakers?
There you go. Native, yeah. Native
is,
speakers, yeah.
Brussels is a little bit like London in a sense that, it's a melting pot. I don't know whether there are any native speakers left, to be honest.
Probably not, no.
But yes, but languages are this wonderful thing, that are alive and changing and evolving all the time. So yes, I've even noticed, changes in vocabulary in English from non-native speakers in the last 20 or 30 years. Well, I've been teaching for more than 30 years now, and
Right.
in different countries. And I always say language is more than just, the set of rules, and there's
Oh,
all this
sure.
culture and sense of humor and the, subtle things
Yeah.
around.
Oh.
And I think also with generations,
Yes.
the way people, so it's funny because now with access to the media and to Netflix, I'll have young students going with like, this guy and I were talking, and I go like, no. And if they watch British television, well, they don't always watch British television, but they go like, this
Oh.
chap, and I go,
Chap.
this is not appropriate language. What, or then, yeah, it ain't, or yeah,
Yeah.
I hate that. I
Yeah.
just hate that. So they get the words, they don't get the context. And I think contextualizing is really very, very important, whether you're a native speaker or not.
Certainly. Oh yeah, definitely. Otherwise, what on earth are you talking about? You can sort of sit and think, I don't know what you're saying. Yeah.
And how about you? Are you learning Finnish?
Oh gosh. Right. So when I arrived, I was really enthusiastic. Finnish has no relation to any other language. So I speak some French and I speak a little bit of German, and I'm always quite up for trying. But Finnish is unbelievably difficult, like
No.
unbelievably. I think its nearest cousin is Hungarian, but not
Yeah.
really. And I try really
I
hard.
worked in Hungary for a while. I was there for 3 months in Budapest, and
Okay.
I think all I managed to learn, but I'm very proud of it, is like "Jó napot kívánok." That's a good morning for you.
Oh, excellent.
So what's good morning in Finnish?
It's Hyvää huomenta. There you go. Yeah,
Okay.
Hyvää. Good morning. Yeah. And I suppose we're afternoon now, so Hyvää iltapäivää. Good afternoon.
Good job.
Yeah. So I try. It's really exciting to try, but then it's funny, isn't it, when you start trying to learn as a beginner, then you really appreciate your beginner students. You think, oh my goodness, it's such
If you know what they're going through. And I think
exactly.
this is one of the good aspects of being a non-native English teacher for me, because I learned the language, so not as a mother tongue, and so I know what they're going through. I know where the difficulties lay, and I know how to demystify, I'll say.
Yeah.
Well, you call
absolutely.
it don't be scared, I call it demystify. Enjoy the language. This is our friendship and collaboration can exist because we dare talk.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important to remember as adults that it really doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Like, kids learn languages so quickly because they're fearless. They don't care that they make mistakes at all. So sometimes I say, just pretend you're 5 years old. Doesn't matter if you make mistakes. What's the worst that's going to happen? Someone will say, I don't understand. That's literally the worst thing. Doesn't matter. So, but because we're frightened, we sort of like, and then we stop, but that's, just keep going. Don't stop.
It's not about perfection.
No, absolutely.
It's
absolutely.
about communication, isn't it?
Yeah. I agree.
And so for you, Sam, just in rounding up, unless there are more things you want to discuss.
Oh, we could be here for a million years, but go on, tell me. Let's wrap up for now.
Yes, I wanted to get, your sense of what these last 14, 15 months have taught, or what have you learned? And
oh my goodness.
Yes, for me, it's there are no barriers, there are no limits to what we can achieve. And for me, the lesson is also going back to what's essential in life.
Okay.
This is what, not just for work, but for life. It made us stop.
Yeah.
And I think there was something very wrong with the way things were going, by the way. And too stressy, too busy, too, being pulled from every other side. And this made us stop and think about what's important. So I hope we don't forget the lesson, but
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know what your experience has been.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. That the idea of remembering just to sort of, oh, I can just stop. I can go for a walk. I can sit in the garden, obviously socially distanced from people. And
Yeah.
it made me really appreciate how lucky I am that I was able to sort of see people as and when, if that's taken away, you think, oh my goodness, I really am lucky that I have friends that I can physically see. But then the friends I wasn't able to see physically, I then was back in touch with more because we found time for each other. Because people lead such busy lives, being able to find time for each other. My husband and his friends were meeting on a Friday night on Zoom, and that you hadn't seen for ages. And isn't that wonderful that you're back in touch with people?
It really is.
Yeah, I think it was a real reminder that hopefully people feel that they have a support network, whether it's online or physically. I think that was probably the most important
And if
thing.
they don't, they should go and ask for help, because
Yeah,
there's help
absolutely.
available everywhere, and there's no shame in feeling lonely in such difficult times. I
No,
think.
definitely no. Reach out. Definitely. Always reach out. Yeah.
So last question would be,
Okay.
so what has been the music that has cheered you up during this period?
Okay, so some name checks. I love a bit of disco. I love a kitchen disco. I love a dance in my kitchen. Yes,
Are we talking
always.
Saturday Night Fever?
Oh no, it's
No,
going to
no.
be some
Okay.
funkier stuff than
Okay. Okay.
that. Some really good. There's a brilliant radio station based in London called Totally Wired Radio. They play amazing soul and everything. I have a friend who's a DJ on a radio station in London called Run Dem Radio for those online, and he plays gospel music, which is awesome. He's called the Chauffeur, so that's ace. I obviously love opera, but it's one of those funny things, whether I've actually reached for it, not so much maybe, because it's a live thing. I love live opera, so I haven't reached for it as much as maybe I should have. But I've also rediscovered the amazing band Everything But the Girl.
All right.
Do you know Everything But the Girl?
No, but I will be checking it out.
You should. Okay, yes. They became incredibly famous I've aged myself now. They became incredibly famous in the mid-90s with a song called Missing, but they were famous in the 80s as well. So you have to go back to their back catalogue. It's always really fun rediscovering people's back catalogue and also playing complete albums as opposed to going onto Spotify and having a bit of a shuffle.
Sure.
Playing albums from start to finish is always fun. How about you? What music are you listening to?
No, okay, before I tell you that,
Okay.
I promise that let's do something. When I post this video on my new YouTube channel, could you please, as a comment, put the links to your friends' site and to this song so that we don't need to...
No, yes, absolutely. Yes. Okay. I'll put all the links.
My music, well, it's been very much pop and I don't know what I've been listening to. I think a lot of John Legend, from time to time, ABBA.
Excellent.
I don't know if you, let me just very quickly, talk about music and I'll bring some CDs. Okay.
Okay, all right. Just going through to look at what she's got. This could be really interesting. I wonder what she'll come back with. Music is always brilliant. It brightens up your day. That feeling of singing in the shower. You fill up your lungs with air. And oh, here we go. Right.
So this one is, I love the Jayhawks. Do you know them? Oh, wait, it's very there.
The Jayhawks? Oh, no, I don't.
And it's rainy day music.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, I really like them. Do you recognize this?
Or come back, you're sort of disappearing into your mum's amazing picture.
There.
Oh, is that Sia?
Yeah. So I've been doing a little bit of the Masters of the Universe.
Awesome. Bit of Beatles, yeah.
Cannot go a day without them, can you? And then this one I love, the Lumineers. Do you know that?
No.
Oh, wow.
You're much trendier than I am.
And then for the cheering up, big girls, you are beautiful. With me.
A bit of Mika, excellent.
There you go. So all recommended, no copyright. Okay, Sam, I hope to see you soon. And I hope if people have any questions about your podcast or teaching activities,
come and find me.
Yes. What's your Instagram ID?
Oh, so you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok now, but @_emailing. So I'll post that as well.
Can you spell that or show it again for our
so emailing is @_ so email EMAILENG to represent English. So
Almighty.
So
it's been fabulous seeing you and chatting.
Yes, absolutely. Keep well, Cynthia.
We'll see each other soon. Thank you, Sam.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.